Hey guys, in this video today I wanted to address a question that we got from our friend Jude. He was curious as to how we would defend against a knife attack on angle 1. Angle 1 being the forehand diagonal. And it's not an easy question to answer because number 1 is probably the more dangerous angle because of the way that the shoulder can articulate. So my approach is going to be multiphasic. The different styles of martial arts have particular preferences when it comes to knife defense. We'll see some styles that prefer grappling, other styles that prefer maybe passing or striking, or whatever the case may be. What we've discovered in the course of our training is that at different times, different strategies may be appropriate. So in addressing the one, I'm going to take the opportunity to show how we may do some of the different strategies. So we saw in the first video of this series titled Knife Tapping and Defense that when he attacks me with the angle 1 to cut my neck, I came in here. I came in there with this hand because the attack was happening so quickly that I couldn't go to my preferred crossbody position. But while doing that, I stopped the shoulder from articulating forward and just cut through the air forward for me. Okay, notice how the shoulder wants to go forward. If I can stop that shoulder, I'm buying myself a little bit of time. So our first defense will go into what we previously covered. He gives me the 1, and I stopped it here. From here I may possibly, if the hesitation is long enough, go into grappling. I may choose to escape. I may grab some type of a weapon to act as a force multiplier. I may put a barrier between us. In fact, our usual approach is run if you can. If you can't run, put a barrier between you. If you've gotten a barrier between you, or even if you haven't, your next step would be to gain some type of a force multiplier to give you an advantage in defending against the knife, and only as a last resort do we go up empty-handed. Well, this is a last resort because of the proximity. So perhaps he comes in to slash me, I stop and I escape. If this was an attack in a public place where it went from a static attack to an active attack, maybe in a parking lot or something, if I start screaming, he's got a knife, I may just attract enough attention to dissuade him from continuing his attack. We saw in our tapping video that we can pass this if the timing is right. So he comes to slash at me, and I went here and I pass it. Now I escape this way. Okay, that's a possibility. I may not be able to escape. I may be in close quarters, in an enclosed area. I may have somebody in my charge that I can't leave behind. There may be any number of things. One reference point that we find a lot, particularly in our scenario drills, is what some people call baseball bat grip. Because we like bladed weapons, we call it the sword grip. So he comes to slash at me, and I went here. From here, I transition right to here. From here, I have a lot of options. A couple of these options, and obviously I'm going to start to hit him and do stuff to get his mind preoccupied with his own defense as opposed to his offense, which means that from here, probably one of my earlier things is I'm going to headbutt him. I may choose to kick him. I may do other things. Now, from here, I can do a lot. I can attempt to disarm him. I can wrench the arm. I can do wrist locks. Some of my options. Okay, from here, I can go into wrist lock, where I can either thrust or disarm off of him. If as I'm doing this, he extends his arm towards me, obviously I need to evade this, but now I can remove it off his leg. At this point, once he extends past me, I might attempt to do a takedown here. There's a lot of options. One more option that I have is an evasion and maybe some type of a counter. Now, I don't like the notion of striking against an edged weapon because you're trading punches for cuts, and that's not going to be a good exchange. And the longer you stay in that range, the more dangerous it becomes for you. However, there may be an opportunity to slow him down. The technique that I really like for this type of scenario is an eye attack with the fingers. Now, I'm not a big fan of attacking the eyes right away, but in this context, where I don't want to commit a lot of weight in his direction, it's probably a pretty good technique. We have a couple of options. We have the finger whip, where you whip the fingers. We have the finger fan, where you kind of wipe the fingers, like in this fashion. Could be done this way too. Another option would be the spear finger, which to me is the least comfortable one for me. Try them maybe on a pad or something to see which one works more comfortably for you. But here's an idea. He swipes at me, I evade, I hit the eye, and now I could escape. And guys, I don't need to pluck out his eye, which is unlikely in the first place, but if I can get him to flinch and blink a little bit, that's probably a pretty good thing. So again, my options could be, as he slices at me, boom, I might be able to just escape from here. I might pass it as he comes in, boom, pass it. I might get lucky and grab it, boom, grab it. Start on the offensive right away, start hurting him right away. I may be able to get a disarm, maybe off the leg, okay? And finally, I may be able to get some type of an eye attack. He swipes at me, whoop, hit the eye, and now maybe I could escape. So there's a couple of options for defending against the knife off the angle one. Hope you guys found this useful. Again, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for the questions and comments. Keep them coming. Till next time, take care.